Welcome to this episode of the Justice Team podcast on the Justice Team Network. And today we're talking about artificial intelligence and creating your own large language model or your own chatbot, some use cases for it. And I'm sitting with the person, Alec Lowi from Personal AI, that actually built my chatbot.
I did.
So Alec, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you got to build AI.
Yeah, sure. Well, I think the answer is you.
Yeah.
I think that's how I got here was you. When I started working for you, I think it's been almost a year. I did a little bit of work for you, and you were involved with Personal AI at the time, and through that process, I kind of being a math major and going through a lot of computer science stuff at UCLA, and I had a very good understanding of how data worked and how AI worked. And when I got involved in that project with you, it was kind of like an awesome opportunity with this company for them to bring me on and start doing some more development work for them.
Yeah, and just to give everybody a snapshot of what we're going to be talking about here today is the use of essentially creating your own internal ChatGPT based on your mindset, the way that you work. And one of the reasons I, partnered with Personal AI to build my chatbot for this use case is to give what I think mentorship on scale, but the ability to have a bot be able to answer questions very quickly, smoothly with your own intelligence, but built off of your own data set, right? Your own, not everything on the internet, not Reddit, not Pornhub or whatever, but like, I don't think you used Pornhub for mine, did you?
We could.
Okay, well, maybe. Okay, that's a little much. Maybe WikiFeet. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to hear from Alex. So whenever we went through this process, and we'll talk about how we built mine and how other people, you've helped other people build theirs is, whether they're big lawyers that have a lot of data out there on them or big people in the industry. I know there's a lot of famous folks that are creating their owns to help help fans on scale, some stuff. So kind of walk us through how you built the AI chatbot.
Yeah, of course. So for you, I mean, we can talk about your use case among a lot of the other legal use cases that we have, because we started dipping into the enterprise space, I think, a little more about 4 months ago, and we've had a lot of success there. But as far as building out the models for the legal industry, we on our platform, because we have our own UI and everything, I can say kind of has successfully designed a way for people to create these things on their own, and for people to I guess maintain these models from a user-friendly perspective. Because when we talk about fine-tuning and training AIs, it gets very confusing. It's very hard. There's a lot of developers that involves, and we're kind of trying to present a way for people to just be easily say, I have all these documents, I have all these case files, emails, Zoom transcripts, whatever it might be, upload to the model very easily as if you're uploading to Google Drive, and everything kind of does the rest on its own.
Yeah, and like one of the things, your company is SOC 2 compliant, correct, which is the highest level to be able to have all your data private, things like this. But whenever you have to be able to essentially get words onto text to be able to use it, text words to put into the model. Really?
Not anymore.
What do you do now?
We do a lot of stuff with image recognition, image in, image out. We also do natural language plus image with image out, so we can create. We're actually doing a lot of stuff for a sports retail business right now, creating product mock-ups. So you could think of, you have a 2023 shoe model or something, and you want to create more product iterations based off of that same shoe model. You can upload a picture of it, a prompt describing what you want the model to look like, and then develop as many iterations of that shoe as you want. You can also do, there was a marketing campaign they did for Chinese New Year with a new tennis racket they just came out with. And we built all these images with that tennis racket of all these different people holding it, and like little teddy bears holding it in like a Chinese New Year background. It's like, it's really cool.
Yeah, and I know you and the team, Suman, the CEO founder, are going to be at Mardi Gras this year, actually helping people, lawyers if you're there, or whoever's attending, if they want to build their own personal AI, they could do that at a workshop at Mardi Gras this year.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to put on display a little bit of AI orchestration, and what I mean by that is you have senior partners that exist in a law firm, you have paralegals, you have researchers, you have all these people that work together, right? And we're going to put on display a way for these AIs to be able to work together so that the paralegal has the expertise of not only just their own AI, but also they can refer to Bob's AI, to another senior partner's AI. They can get opinions from multiple people at once, take those responses, and develop opinions based off of other AI opinions
Just
as
like
well.
the AIs are collaborating to try to get the best answer.
Yeah,
Wow.
with all like a human in the loop, obviously, but we'll put it on display there. It's going to be fun.
I love it. Yeah, and just to show some of the, if you're building something based off of you, like I know when you built ours, we had to transcribe every episode I've done of Bourbon of Proof of Justice Team podcast. Books that I've written, published articles, all the trial transcripts, deposition transcripts, and to sanitize all those to get them into the model. How large of a lift is that for you?
So it's becoming less and less over time. That's a big part of our development process is creating a lot of new training optimization methods and stuff like that. Now, I would say when we trained your model, I think the process took a couple of months for us to get all of those files in there and optimize them. And I can happily say for the same kind of volume as what you had given us, we've shrunk that time period down to about a week.
Wow.
And now we're able to kind of produce these models for these people very, very quickly and even set up real-time training automation too.
Yeah, and one of the other things that's interesting with this is you can set like a credibility score or like a veracity score to see, will you allow your thing to try to guess the answer, or will you set a higher percentage to 15, 20, 50% to make sure that it's grabbing it to get the right answer?
Yeah, exactly. That's our personal score threshold. So we have a feature on our platform because we try our best to fully prioritize accuracy and put that on the forefront. Our personal score threshold is a way for us to kind of measure the amount of data that was used to create the AI's response. And if there wasn't enough of your data that was used to create the response, then the message doesn't go through and it'll say, let me sync up with Bob on that or something. Let me ask Bob.
Yeah, and it'll tell you. I could see when people are chatting if Bob doesn't know the answer, it's like, well, let me ask the real Bob Simon that one. So which is good because you don't want it to guess. Also, one thing on there is you can, as a user, go in and edit the response to edit the memory. Can you explain us what that is and how it works?
Yeah. So the way that I guess our real-time messaging training works is if you're having conversations with people or people are having conversations with your AI, we have this little plus button next to each message bubble. And you can say, I like this message. I want this message to be trained. Or I like this message. You can kind of go through the whole conversation thread and save them to the AI's memory so that if that same question is asked before or asked in the past, then you can have the same response. And you can also make sure that response is what you want it to be in connection with.
Yeah, and it's an ongoing process because you still have to load more documents into its data set as it grows. So like every new show I do, we try to get in a cadence of putting it in so it continues to learn.
Yeah.
My use case, I want people to not only be able to listen to our podcasts and shows, be able just to query the bot for some quick advice. And we see it because I know you're monitoring ours, and I'm always very impressed at some of the answers it comes up with. It's like, wow, that actually nailed it. It did better than I would. And somebody asked me, who was a tech company, and he's like, hey, can you write like a testimonial for me? And I was like, just ask my bot because I want to know what it says. And it nailed it. I don't know if you saw, it was the one last night. It nailed it.
I love it.
Like I just asked it, like, who was Mauro Fiore? If you don't know Mauro, let's see what the answer it comes up with. But we have my voice on, and we also change it to an avatar. So it'll talk like me. Let's hear it.
I apologize, but I cannot reproduce.
Oh, we can't do that one. Let's do that one. We got to do a shorter one.
Oh, yeah.
We'll ask, what is your favorite whiskey? You should know that one. What is your favorite whiskey? That should know. Yeah, but then the idea is if it gets it wrong, you can edit it, go back and get it. By the way, if anybody's listening, ask my chatbot which my favorite whiskey is. You can send it to me for Christmas. I'll give my home address out to you anytime. It should be able to get the right one. But yeah, if it doesn't, let's see if it's a long one again.
You could just play the messages for a moment. You can hear the voice avatar.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. I'm just waiting for the voice activation to pop up.
Yeah.
Let's see, let's go.
I apologize, but I cannot reproduce the text you provided verbatim, as that would involve copying
summarizing key points.
discusses the author's love for rye whiskey, particularly Whistle Pig Boss Hog,
I think it's because it's mine.
as well as their appreciation for good bourbons like Weller, Booker's, and Buffalo Trace. It also mentions a legal talk show called Bourbon of Proof, where the author enjoys sipping fine whiskey while discussing legal topics. The text encourages the reader to share their own favorite.
So this is my testing my own internal one, so it's summarizing it for me. But if a user's using it, it's a different experience. But you can see that it has my voice.
Yeah.
And it got it right. But the interesting thing with this is, what are some of the use cases that you're seeing people use to create their own personal AI? We talked about law firms having that super user, regardless of your position at the firm. But how are other people doing it now?
Yeah, so that's a great question, actually. In the legal space, one of our customers and advocates, Ed Diab.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
He's another good example of a legal use case right now. He's because he works in Hawaii and California,
Yep.
right? So he has two completely different codes of evidence, and he has a persona that's trained on the California code of evidence as well as the Hawaii code of evidence, and he's able to kind of draw connections between those two codes of evidence in the sense of, he always talks about how he knows California better. So he'll ask his Hawaii one to say, hey, are there any statutes in here that are similar to what is in California that I can use for X, Y, and Z? So he's kind of able to draw comparisons for that. And he does use it for a lot of like drafting emails, so we can do live integrations with the email. So if you receive emails, you can say, oh, I want my AI to respond to this one. You just hit the star button or a flag, and then a draft will
Really?
pop up in your inbox with the email response.
You can plug that in now. Wow.
And then we also do a lot of legal use cases do involve like the Zoom meeting transcripts as well. So we also have mechanisms where I know a lot of Zoom meeting transcripts are titled the same. We can dump all those in there, and you can recall them by date. What did I talk about in this meeting last week on September, whatever? What were the action items? What were the summaries?
That's a good call.
Who
As a
said
company,
what?
you can record all of your meetings and then dump into the AI and get
yeah.
summaries.
Oh yeah, we have one company that's uses it for the same reason, but for earnings call reports and QBRs. And they're actually able to draw trends because they have so many of these Zoom transcripts from over the past from their business. And they're able to draw all these analytical trends from years worth of meeting transcripts just from quarterly business reviews
Wow.
and data.
Yeah, and then going back to a lot of our listeners are lawyers or aspiring lawyers, to people in the legal space. One of the visions we had is imagining having access to great strategy from great trial lawyers or lawyers in their space, and then putting them together in this lounge that you
Right.
talked about.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have like this beehive mentality. It's like, imagine asking like the 20 best trial lawyers a question about strategy, letting them collaborate and come up with the answer.
Yeah, we're going to show that at Mardi Gras.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. We'll show that at Mardi Gras. So we'll have a couple different AI personas we'll put on display for that. And then we also have the Bob Simon avatar as well.
Oh, you got it ready?
Yeah.
Well, can you?
I tell you the story about that?
No.
Okay. So so we set it up where you have to record like the 2-minute long training video. So the responses, we can connect them to the avatar so that if you were to ask it a question, the response from the AI can be the same response that the avatar gives in the video, right? So it would be you. And they didn't accept our training video, the first one that you sent in. They're like, it has too much, what did they say? Too much profanity.
Oh,
You
shit,
remember
I
that?
did. Well, I did. They asked me to talk for 5 minutes. So what the fuck am I going to say if I can't swear?
Yeah, they were like,
I just forgot
this
about
doesn't. So I had to call the freaking CTO,
Wow.
and they're like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, just push it through, like it's fine. This isn't going to come back through. So we made it. It's done now. So we'll be able to show that
excited.
at Mardi Gras.
I'm excited. I always say one of my goals is be able to do a podcast or an interview and not actually be there.
Yeah, and be in freaking Hawaii or
Be in
something.
Hawaii. Yeah. Be in the Maldives in my underwear, I always
Yeah.
say. Well, can you show, because I know you built a funny Bob, like with my sarcasm, because Alec went go to try to find my personas, the ways that I answer things on social media, the way that I talk. Do you have some examples? You can open your computer, because I have had some people testing it, and it was becoming so sarcastic. It was a little mean. I was like, we got to go back to the professional one for a little while, but it was really funny and really good. Like I know people are chatting and it's like, I can't believe it's coming up with these answers on me.
I'll ask it, can you tell me about Brad Simon? Brad Simon, oh, you mean my little brother? Yeah, I can tell you about him. He's the co-founder of our firm, the Simon Law Group. He's also got his hands in Justice HQ. Smart kid, I'll give him that. Graduated from George Washington University and Southern Law School. He's got a knack for real estate litigation, rarely loses emotion. But don't tell him I said that. His ego's big enough already. Brad's got this whole tech thing going on too. He's working on some virtual tabletop role-playing game called Ravel. Sounds like nerd stuff to me, but hey, whatever floats his boat.
That's good. I mean, that's how I would probably answer that question.
Yeah.
I mean, teach little memories, tweak it a little. He's technically my little brother by 6 minutes, but we would put twin or womb mate, things like this.
Yeah.
Oh man, like we asked it about Maria Monroy one time. She does all the law rank SEO, and I always tease her that she's mean. I think it's funny, but it gave a really mean response. We were laughing because we were friends were testing it at the same time.
Yeah. We had the because we have your SMS number, right? We're able to connect the phone numbers to these personas, and
So how do people test the Bob bot? It's bob.persona.
Yeah. So you can go to bob.personal.ai, and I actually just turned on your public chat page so people can go on there and chat with your AI bot without having to make an account on our platform.
Oh, awesome. And then that's the one that actually has my voice on it, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to get those voice transfers.
Look, I'm making it so easy to get deep faked. I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
Did you see the deep fake I sent you?
Yeah. Did you? Yeah. I used it at the Cala presentation. People were dying.
You're going to remove all my tattoos or something? And
now I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'm going to switch to the defense. Yeah, deep faking myself. No, but I think this is like the way the world is going is imagine being able to replicate yourself, your brain. And one thing, the idea that we had, I think we talked about is what I would love to be able to do. Imagine loading this up with all of the persona of like my dad.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so when he's not going to live forever. I hope he does, but I would love to have my grandkids have the ability to ask Pap a question.
Yeah.
And have an answer as him. Right. And have an avatar of him to be able to ask him those questions. I mean, imagine how amazing it would be able to talk to your grandpap or your grandma right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Knowledge preservation. That's kind of what our value proposition is, right? I mean, you have a lot of senior partners that retire from law firms every day, and that's kind of the whole thing. Imagine having the ability to still harvest the knowledge of a senior partner that retires and being able to keep their philosophies flowing throughout the law firm that way.
Yeah, but in order for you to do that, you have to have uncorrupted memories. I always think about Harry Potter when they take the memories out and distort them, right?
Yeah.
You got to be able to have somebody in there that's actually keeping true the archive of the memories and getting them in there. But yeah, if you want to do that for your parents or grandparents, you would just need them to either talk a lot or type a lot or interview a lot to be able to get that.
Yeah. I mean, you can also get, whether it's emails, just things that they've written, emails, books, posts, whatever it might be. I mean, that's really all we need. It's getting to the point where we need less and less training data to be able to talk like you.
So can it extract all of my social media posts?
Yeah.
Oh, we should add that to mine because
we have a lot of things we got to add to yours. I'm excited.
Yeah, because I would love to create this for like my parents. I think it would be awesome. Or imagine being able to talk to your mom when she was 25 or 30, right? If you're doing that, right? It'd just be awesome. Can I see mom at 40 years old and ask her a question? That'd be cool.
Yeah. And then we made you we have the professional Bob bot persona, and then we have the fun Bob, alcoholic / unhinged persona that's unfiltered. Yeah. So we can, I was thinking while I'm at Law de Graaf, I can have the computer set up and, people come ask me questions. I'll just type it into fun Bob and he can answer some of the questions.
I love it. People are going to die.
People are going to be like this one. I asked it who your other brother was, Brandon Simon. And he was like, "Oh, you mean my little brother? He thinks he's hot shit because he's a partner at our firm. He's a decent lawyer, I guess, and graduated from Thomas Jefferson with some fancy honors, but it's not Harvard. He's got a thing for bourbon too, but I doubt he can hold his liquor like I can. Spends his free time playing board games with his life and losing, from what I hear, with his wife and losing.
This is true, actually.
Typical Brandon, at least he got good taste in dogs. Those Bernese Mountain Dogs are probably smarter than half our associates.
Oh man, Bob-Bot, bad Bob-Bot. But that was pretty funny. That's how I would answer it to his face.
Bob.
Bad Bob-Bot. I've been screenshotting on my Instagram. If you go to Planet Fun Bob and see my stories, I've been screenshotting some of the funny answers, and when it nails it, like
Yeah.
they asked something about my wife, whether she likes snakes, and it gave a very funny answer. You should look at it. It was really funny. But yeah, so how do people find you, Alec? If people want to, are interested in building their own internal personal AI bot, what do they do?
Yeah. So anybody can go to personal.ai. That's our website. You can also reach out to us on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn. And, if you go to our website, there's a page where you can schedule a demo on there. It's personal.ai/pricing. You can go on there, schedule a demo with us. I do a lot of custom demos for people. So if you do schedule one with us, I'll customize and kind of bring these things to life for them to really be able to see. And we're starting to see a lot of traction from a lot of different types of enterprises and stuff, because the use cases with this thing are kind of endless. It's
Yeah, and what do you think's in the because so much has changed since we built mine. I mean, I'm learning new stuff right here. But where do you think the future stuff is going to go for this?
So, personal AI will be running on device soon. We're currently working with a large chip company to make that happen.
What do you mean on device?
You won't need internet to talk to the AI.
Really?
And it can train on all your local data, not your cloud data, on device.
But that'd be insane.
All private, all secure. And then we're also working on a couple of other things with some large networking companies, a sports retail business. We're trying to kind of scale this thing in businesses and in law firms, because everybody can have a persona. Every team of every business can use a persona and have that knowledge and be a part of the process in a sense of, efficiency, ROI, all of that stuff. We're starting to see a lot of success with these larger businesses. Education too. We built a fully asynchronous tutoring classroom, no teachers.
Wow.
1st through 8th grade, doing a lot of cool stuff there. So yeah, I mean, we're kind of just doing what we can with this.
Yeah,
AI
I'd love to
stuff,
see it where, in professional sports, imagine being able to use artificial intelligence to predict what the offensive coordinator is going to play so you can run a defense on it.
Yeah.
It's got to be getting there. I'm trying to train my bot right now on an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to teach it some information about you. So if you're going to reach out, if you have questions about Alec, how much he can squat, what his dating life is, what he likes to eat to look like such a huge defined definition of a human being. You used to play baseball, right?
I did,
college?
yeah. I pitched in college.
Pitched in college.
Then I got into powerlifting a few years later. So.
Gee, that powerlifting and pitching do not equate together.
Not really.
No,
not really.
No, it does not.
I just like
But
to lift heavy.
if you want to reach out to Alec, you can go to justicesteamnetwork.com to ping us here, and we'll be able to reach out to him through there, or go to personal.ai to reach out to him. But I think your email is just alec@personalai.com.
Yeah. You can reach me at alec@personal.ai. Yeah. I'm open. Any emails too. I like to.
But will you be
network
answering, or will it be your AI bot?
If my AI bot answers, I do have a signature that says this is from Alec AI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So at least people will know, like the message will all look the same, and you'll still probably read through the whole thing thinking it was from me, but at the bottom it'll just say Alec AI.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's given somebody, yeah, wow. Okay.
So it's not like, oh, this is just some automated bullshit AI message. Like, no, like it's legitimately from me, because it's modeled after my previous emails, but it will say, from.
Yeah, I asked how much can Alec Lowi squat, and it says not enough. That's the answer. Not enough. Maybe he'll get to 791.
Sometimes our AIs are too freaking smart, man. There was this one time I built this sales chatbot for our website, and we're still kind of working on it because, we want it to be cool. We want it to be robust. This thing is like spitting out memes in context of his response.
Wow.
So like GIF memes, it'll be like, oh yeah, personal AIs, we do a real live data upload and training. Come visit our pricing page, and it'll show like, but don't be like this guy, and it'll show like a Mean Girls meme of like,
God,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Or and then there was one time where like Rick being Rick rolled memes.
Yeah.
Back then. So the AI was like, yeah, you can schedule a demo with us. just visit this link, and you clicked on it, and it freaking Rick rolled.
It rolled
Because I told it to be, I told it to troll people sometimes. So she might Rick roll you a few times.
Here's the thing about the AI. I know when somebody uses AI to write emails or letters or things, and it's always too many adjectives, and it sounds like, you know what I mean. But this is why I like this, because it actually has your voice. You can make it sarcastic. You can make it fun, have a personality. So
yeah.
That's cool. Well, thanks for coming on this episode of the Justice Team Network on the Justice Team Podcast. Again, technology, AI, this is all fascinating. We're filming this in September of 2024. It'll probably be out very shortly. But, I mean, Alec, when you come on this show 6 months from now, it might be completely different.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm excited.
We might have our avatars do it.
We should. With
I'll
be in San Diego. We'll be filming the podcast up here.
That'd be sick. And I'll be in the Maldives in my underwear. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.